When we think jazz, and especially bebop, it is beyond question that one of the most important names that comes to mind is Charlie Parker. There are tons of things to say about him, so I'm not really sure where to begin, but if I were to summarize, I'd say he had a great influence on my musical development. In this video, we are going to broadly analyze a jazz lick which Charlie Parker played in numerous amount of pieces, and it is safe to say that the two are integrated. Without further ado, let's start. Sure, you have heard the expression jazz lick before. But what is it really? Jazz licks are usually original short phrases which can be altered so that they can be used over a song's changing harmonic progressions. When we look at the definition of it, we see that it is described as short phrases, and it is indeed a musical component that we often hear from a lot of different musicians when they are playing a solo. Even though the word improvisation means something that is created spontaneously or without preparation, it is not entirely the case in practice. So what is improvisation? I would like to share with you an answer given by a musician that I highly value. Improvisation is your reaction to a situation that you have never been in before. When you are hiking in the forest and out of nowhere you come across a lion, you are most likely to react by improvising. However, playing a solo over a tune or a chord progression that you have played countless amount of times is a reflection of your musical accumulation. When we have a look at the solos of a distinguished jazz icon like Charlie Parker, it is safe to say that this interpretation of what improvisation is not all that wrong. With no further ado, let's start analyzing the jazz lick that Charlie Parker played in a lot of different pieces, and sometimes even more than once within the same piece. We can understand that this lick that Charlie Parker frequently played in his solos is more often played on the 2-5 cadence that resolves into F major. And it is safe to say that he is unhesitatingly used this lick over the same chord progression in somewhat faster tunes. Sometimes it can be heard that the lick is played over a dominant chord, and as I mentioned in my previous videos, each dominant 7th chord has an important minor that goes with it, which is found on the 5th degree of the dominant 7th chord. When we see a C7 chord, we can play the G minor 7th chord as an extension of it, even though it is not written on the chart. Now let's take a closer look at the lick. The lick starts with G minor 7 arpeggio, which is 5 chord of C7. But before playing the arpeggio, there is an approach note chromatic below to the G. After playing the arpeggio of 5 chord of C7, we see that it is chromatically moving upwards from D to E, where we can say that the movement is starting from the 2nd of C7 and ending on 3rd of C7. Then we hear the same chromatic movement from C to D. And then there is a diatonic movement downwards from D to F within the C7 scale. And then the lick continues with adding the arpeggio of E minor 7 flat 5, which is the 3 chord of C7 scale. And finally, the lick ends on the note C. When we look at it as a whole, the lick consists of G minor 7 and E minor 7 flat 5 arpeggios, where both coming from C7 scale. In addition to the arpeggios, there are chromatic movement upwards and diatonic movement downwards within the C7 scale. Now I will play this lick over several different keys. So what I will learn from all of this? That we should do a lot of transcriptions and analyze the phrases to understand the harmonic approach behind, and then try to add these phrases or licks to your own library. The more you expand your library, the more diverse your playing will get. I hope you like this video, and please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content coming up your way. Thank you. See you soon.